Oh, hi.
Hi.
So, yeah, my name is Kendoll Clitzone, if you didn't catch that. Kendoll, because there's a resemblance to the doll. And Clitzone, it's kind of like AutoZone. But if you want to get in the zone, you have to take me to dinner first. Yeah, so, how do you like my outfit?
We love it.
It's a very important part of the show where I ask you about how you like my outfit.
It's Cheetah-licious!
Oh, I let the 10-year-old version of me dress me and do the makeup today. He's very proud. So I'm going to tell you some stories from that time period. Back, when I was a little girl. And, back in the days, the 90s, when everyone was a little girl. So I remember being really normal. You can tell I was probably really normal. So I remember being the kid who wore my pink cheetah print pajama hat to school, and some kid was like, "Was that an accident?" And I was like, "Yes." Definitely my friends from high school are here like, "Your whole bedroom is leopard print, bitch." Like, we know about you. So I remember being in the toy aisle. I used to go into the girl toy aisle and the boy toy aisle. Surprised anyone? But I remember this was, I was walking in the aisle and I was looking at Spawn action figures, as one does. I really loved the Spawn cartoons. This is a side note from the story. I really loved the Spawn cartoon when I was 10. Has anyone seen that, by the way? It's not appropriate for children. Yeah, I had a great childhood. So, but if you get a chance to look it up, it's about a guy who is cursed to hell and then comes back as a hell spawn to and then he fights child predators. It's that's a normal thing to like when you're 10.
Yeah.
And I watched it again as an adult. I was like, oh no. But I was like, wait, why was I? There were toys though. Oh yeah, adult men collect toys, don't they? All right. But then I was like, yeah, but I really identified with him because he was really lonely and sad and felt like he was cursed, And now I'm a demon, so it checks out. But so, unrelated to that, back to the story. So I was looking at Spawn figurines in the boy toy aisle, and I was a little girl, and these two little white boys, cis boys, right, come up. You knew they were white. I didn't have to say that, but they were. They came up and they were like, and this was in Golden. I used to live in Golden at this age. Yeah, so Buffalo Bill days. So these guys, they came up and they were like, if you want a sex change, you can go to Sweden. And I was like, wait, Sweden? There's no internet. What was that? How did you get this? How did you get this information? Who are you talking to? Wait, come back, transphobes. But also, read me. What the fuck? I'm just looking at toys. Totally normal toys for a child to look at. My parents bought me the Violator, which is the name of a character. I was playing with that and my Barbies. Totally fine. I have a good therapist. So the other thing that I did at this age, I went to daycare for a while, and this girl there, I remember she was a Nicole, which is what I call, no offense if your name is Nicole, but I've never met a nice one. So she was my friend, this blonde girl, and she had short fingers and long nails. Not important detail, except she taught me to scratch people. And I was like, I love that. I'm gonna scratch people and hiss at them. I'm gonna add some stuff. I'm gonna hiss at them, and then tell them I'm a vampire cat. And it did not stop the bullying for some reason. Somehow though, so for a while then I lived in Amarillo, Texas, which you've probably never heard of that, right? Amarillo, yeah, well, some of you have because you know me, but Amarillo, Texas is in the panhandle of Texas, and I can turn the accent on, but it kind of turns into my middle school age. So Amarillo, Texas, where they're famous for their high teen birth rate, and tornadoes. Okay. So, and there was nothing to do except make babies and roller skate, so that checks out. So in Amarillo, By the time I got to high school, so this was like elementary into middle school. By the time I got to high school, Vampire Cat turned into devil worshipping. People were like, people who like, I was like, this was an atheist Vampire Cat. Like, agnostic. He was spiritual. Like, I did not bring the devil into it. I don't know. You're all just Baptists. That's the problem. I had a sleepover once with this girl who was like my best friend. Her dad wouldn't let her cut her hair short. It was a whole thing. Anyway, she got really upset with me because I said Adam and Eve was a metaphor. And brought the Bible out and started reading it to me. And I was like, okay. I won't take the Lord's name in vain anymore. Sorry. Yeah. So a couple of my high school besties are here, which is like, we've like reconnected since I moved back to Colorado. Yeah. And they're as fucking weird as I am. Like, we're all just like, so yeah, we're trans now. Yeah. We were totally normal people who did normal things together. Like, yeah. So now I'm going to bring you to adulthood. Last year, I am a performer now. And I was in Salt Lake City. I just moved here in March. So I was in Salt Lake City, but I had some drag people, friends I knew in Rock Springs, Wyoming. And a great place to live. But they were doing a show called Freak Show for Pride. And the reason it was called that is that the previous year they did a Pride show, and the comments on social media were like, what is this freak show? Over and over and over again. So they were like, it's a freak show. Oh, yeah. Oh. So that's actually relevant to the story. So, yeah, if you know, it's extra funny. So, it's Rock Springs, Wyoming. So we actually drove there, like 3 hours away, auditioned with them, and they were like, yeah, well, since you're far away and you can't be part of the main show, but we're gonna have you, it was Catherine, me, and another friend, and we were gonna be the opening act. We were gonna each do our own weird thing from Freak Show, and be the opening act it was a touring show, kind of. It was in Casper and in Rock Springs. This is too much information. Not relevant, but it is true. I don't have any truth. Because I don't lose things, except earlier today when I did. So, what was I talking about? Freak show. So, we go to the first one in Casper. It was in a theater in a hotel, Ramkota Hotel. It was real interesting. Everything went fine. I'll tell you about our acts. Me and Catherine were performing together. We've recently done this show again. But the act, I won't go into a ton of detail, but like, of what we were saying to each other, but it's pretty fucked up. So it's like, I'm in my underwear, painted like a demon, like I am. But I'm in my underwear, they're tying me during the act in a rope tie, a shibari tie, and walking around in like a dominatrix-y outfit, walking around me and saying a bunch of really messed up things to me. And the things they're saying, it was kind of hot. Our goal was to give people the weirdest boner possible. So, and I think we succeeded, except maybe when we performed in front of your ex, that was a little hard. She wanted to go. And then, yeah, and there was like weird gender stuff happening, surprise. And then so the way it works, she's doing poetry, weird, creepy poetry at me, and then I kept breaking the tension of it by saying something funny, and then we'd go back to the tension and then go back and forth and play with the audience, because comedy is breaking tension, blah, blah, blah. So then at the end of it, I did a stand-up set, and I was like, okay, I'm in my underwear the whole time, like, in this thing. And the stand-up set is called Sir Lancelot. It is about vaginal cyst. And I won't subject you to it. I just say it's about getting one lanced at an urgent care. But like the doctor the whole time is asking me about pronouns, and I'm just like, I believe the name is, So it's a fun set, but probably not appropriate. I'll wrap it up. Okay, thank you. We're going along. All right, so that's the set, right? But then we get to Rock Springs, and it's a full theater, the Broadway theater, and they have a hole in the stage. And the hole has stairs so that you can get down under the stage and people can come out of it. And I know it's there. So I'm walking around and I'm talking and I'm really invested in what I'm saying and I keep going backwards for some reason. And then I'm like, I don't know what I was saying, but in my set I said, what could go wrong? And then I immediately stepped backwards into that hole. And then apparently I was following long enough that in backstage what they heard was, what could go wrong? Oh. And then a slamming sound. So I fell backward, and I'm like, at the time 39, I am now 40. This is not a great thing. I fell backwards like into a pretty deep hole, hit some stairs on the way, and then I'm like wearing demon contacts and tied in a rope and in my underwear. And this is in front of an entire fucking audience at the opening of a show. So they have to stop the show. It was like fucking Phantom of the Opera where they're like, oh, bring the ballet out, get them in front, we can't, just get them to entertain the audience while we deal with this. I had to take my contacts out so they could check my pupils. But I think the rope maybe helped with my back, who knows, I wasn't allowed to move. They eventually opened the entire back of the stage to bring an ambulance up. And eventually they got me on a stretcher and took me out through the back of the stage in front of everyone. And there's video posted on social media somewhere of me just like looking dead, being carried out in my underwear. So then, the EMT probably had a lot of fun stories to tell later. But I was like, I'm a stand-up comedian. They're like giving me morphine. I was like, what's going on? So someone cut the rope off of me at some point. I have a piece of it tied to my bag for luck. So I get to the hospital, and Catherine and the friend had to drive. The friend, by the way, was dressed as a werewolf drag queen to sing Howl by, Adele or whatever, yeah. And so they both showed up to the front desk, right? And they're like, we're here to see, and they're like, we know. We know who you're fucking here to see. The demon in the underwear? Yeah, okay. Come on back, dominatrix and werewolf. Like, we know. So I wasn't that hurt. I I hit my funny bone, but I'm still funny, so it's okay. I had to wear like a brace for a little while, and then take a little painkillers. We drove home that night, which is ridiculous. But I was more or less fine. I had to deal with the insurance of this year because my insurance paid, and then they were like, no, it's workman's comp. And then I had to call the theater, and then they told me to call the mayor's office because it's the state that like insured that theater or something, like the city. So I called the mayor's office though. Every person I talked to about what happened though, a year later in the office at the theater and in the mayor's office was like, I remember when that happened. Like, there's Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and there's me in a hole in Wyoming. And that is not how I wanted to be in a hole in Wyoming. So, I'm a legend in Wyoming. They made merch. And my friend who runs that theater the production company sent this to me. Beware the hole. So, but sometimes you just want to have a good fall. So happy fall.